I found a love for me.
Well, my name is Salim. I am Noelle's fiance, and I met her I'd say about 2 years ago now.
Salim and I met at the park, specifically Piedmont Park in Atlanta, Georgia. During that time, I was going back and forth between Atlanta and Athens, where I went to college. So just to take time off and just, I just liked hanging out by myself, really, because I'm an introvert. So when I was at the park, he was running, I was just walking by. I wasn't even paying attention that much. And he approached me, asked me, "How are you?" You know how it goes. At first I was kind of like, who's this person bothering me? I just kept walking, but he was very charming. He caught my attention and he asked me on a date, and that's how we met.
And we met at a park. I normally run at a park in Atlanta, Georgia, and I normally just do like a couple miles, and I have like some trainers out there. So I think one of the days when I was running, I met her. She was walking. I seen this woman walking, and I felt like it was something I needed to do. I needed to approach this person, so I went ahead and approached her. She seemed a bit standoffish, and it wasn't really my norm to approach women like that in the park. So I was kind of, I came very slowly to her and introduced myself. I smiled a bit, and it seemed like she eventually seemed more comfortable with me. So from there we started talking a little bit. We talked about some of the things we do in Atlanta. She really liked Atlanta. I think she was new to Atlanta at the time.
We went on our first date, and from then on, we were just going on dates after that. So, but yeah, so Salim and I were been pretty much dating for about 2 years, or a little bit over 2 years.
So eventually I asked her out on a date, and she agreed. And from there, we went on a couple dates, and it was very fun. I had a lot of fun with her. I had a lot of fun with her during these dates, and so eventually we moved to, we connected even better over the time that we knew each other, and I got to meet some family members. And
he was on a contract since he works in the med field, so he was doing like emergency assignments for COVID patients. So I went to visit him with my dogs. I have 3 dogs, Rocky, Tarazuri. So I just took them, went to visit him, and it was storming in Houston. So when it was storming, it was a snowstorm, and we're locked up. So he was stuck in the hospital, and I was, in the house. And this was on Valentine's Day, I think. And he had asked me a question. I mean, we had talked about marriage, but he kind of asked me the question again. So that's when I was like, okay, I have to call my parents and tell them that somebody wants to propose. And at that time, my parents didn't know that I was dating anybody, because I never told them about my dating life. So my parents never knew about Salim. And my mother found out about Salim by accident because it slipped out of my mouth, but it wasn't really, I never really talked about, Salim, but she knew about him about 2 months or so before he proposed.
She was in school at the time. I was working, but we'd always make time to see each other. And I got to learn more about her over time. And at the beginning, she was very shy, but eventually she became more open and calm with me, and felt more comfortable with me, and kind of showed her the way of Atlanta, showed her the way of America. And she would come out on some of my workouts. She would come out and go to certain events with me. So we would have a lot of fun doing that. And eventually, she would agree to kind of come visit me in different areas when I would travel. And so when I had to travel to Houston, that was the time when that's the time when I was working a lot more at that time, and I needed her to come out to see me because I didn't have as much time to fly out to see her as much as I wanted to.
So what makes me really attracted to him is that he's very caring, and we just get along so well. Like, it's just so effortless, the way we get along, the way we understand each other, the way we can communicate. I've never really had that with anybody else. So yeah, it's just somebody that I see, spending the rest of my life with. When people say soulmates, I would see him as my soulmate, I describe him as my soulmate.
And it was just nice seeing her. She had animals. She had a couple dogs at the time, so I would help her with her dogs. She really cared about her dogs, so that was something I really admired about her. From there, the more I spent time with her, the more I realized that this seemed like somebody I wanted to grow up with, grow with, build with. And I think after that, it seemed like it was a time where I wanted to make her more than just a girlfriend. When I proposed to Noelle, I was on one knee, and this was in Houston when I proposed to her. I was on one knee, and I had a ring for her and everything. She didn't know. It was a big surprise. She was really shocked, and I was very happy that she eventually agreed to the marriage after I got consent from the family. So that's how I proposed. And my original plan was to have some of the dogs bring a ring in, but the dogs weren't kind of working out the greatest at the time. So I did it another way, where I proposed on my knee. And it seemed like that was a lot better, and she really appreciated that more, I believe. So
I just wanted to say that you're very special to me, and I have a standoffish phase. That's just how I am. But I promise, every time you're always on my mind. Every time I see you, it makes me. I'm just happy. And I always want to be around you, even though you don't believe it. Because of my personality, I have a very strong, feisty personality, but you really soften me, even though you don't really see it. You've made me literally softer than I could have ever imagined. So I'm really happy we're getting married. I'm really happy that I found you, and I'm looking forward to spending the rest of my life with you. I'm looking forward to grow old together and laugh and make jokes about our children. But yeah, and I love you very much.
I'd say for the future, I feel like I always want to be with Noelle. I never want to be away from her. I don't ever want to. I want to grow up with her. So I want to spend my life with her. I want to make sure that we build together. I want to make sure that if there's anything I need to change about myself, I want her to be open with me, and I want to change for her. Anything that needs to be done, I want to work hard, be strong, and keep building with her. And any problems that we face in the future, I feel like with us together, I think we can handle it together. She has the brains. I have some brains, but she's a lot smarter than me in certain areas. But we have, with our wills together, I think we can accomplish anything. So that's what I hope to continue with Noelle. And yeah, that sounds about good.